Coming up on the Elon Phoenix Weekly.
In this episode, we sit down with a panel of captains.
Remember the history of Elon women's athletics.
And sprint through the day with a cross-country runner.
All that and more next on the Elon Phoenix Weekly.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Elon Phoenix Weekly. I'm Stephen Normington.
And I'm Tori Baptist. Thanks for joining us on your ESPN2 local sports break.
Athletes often appear larger than life, but just like the rest of us, it is their character that truly defines them. The way they lead, celebrate, and understand their sport.
Elon athletics are no different, driven by the desire to support their teammates however possible.
The Elon men's basketball team is flashy on the court, but I bet you didn't know about the bench's swagger. We sat down with two players to get an analysis of their celebrations.
All right, Sam and Jack, your sideline shenanigans have been well known throughout this season. We're going to get the inside look and let you guys break down each celebration one by one. So let's get started. I wasn't sure what this one was. Looking at it, I looked at it a number of times. I think it's the sledgehammer. It looks like it comes up a number of times. Sam, you can start. What exactly is this move?
This is actually called the Thor hammer. During pretty passionate moments of the game, I like to whip this bad boy out, and I got a lot of adrenaline coursing through my veins, and it really bodes well for the execution.
So from the Thor hammer, we go to baseball. It looks like a mini baseball game on the sideline.
Yeah, this is an ode to the great Austin Hambino Hamilton. We kind of derived this move from the classic movie Sandlot, and in the movie Hamilton Ham Porter is always just knocking balls out of the park. He's got a similar build to Austin, and so we really took that inspiration and translated it onto the court.
And if you take a look at the form, you freeze it right there on the swing. What do you think of Jack's form, Sam?
Well, I think he's really got some nice form. I left some high cheese up there.
All right, from baseball over to music. Sam, I know you love to sing, but it looks like you're really into that guitar right there.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the likes of John Mayer, Leonard Skinner, Taylor Swift. I draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of very talented guitarists. So I like to incorporate that into to my game. I don't know actually what the technically correct guitar form is. I think it works. I think it makes a sound that's pleasurable to most of the guys that are around me.
Next up, we have, I believe it's the Hunger Games. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you guys are just doing a little Hunger Games salute.
Yeah, this is a shout out to the Hunger Games. We're well-cultured guys here on the end of the bench, and we know the characters well. We're fans of Prim, Katniss,
Rue,
Finnick.
Yeah, Finnick.
We're fans of the entire crew, and this is just our way of saying thanks.
So when do you pull out the salute?
The salute is reserved for free throws. So prior to the free throw, one of us will shout out, "This is for Primrose Everdeen," and we're all like, "Okay, it's for Prim." And then the free throw goes in, and give it a little kiss, and then sort of like that.
So from Hunger Games, we move on to cooking class. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I as a child had extensive background in cooking, and that has sort of made its way onto the court. And so this is a tribute to Tony Sabato, who's known as the chef. And so we just like to cook up a little Tony stew right here, well season it, maybe put some vegetables in it, chop that up. It always tastes good because Tony Sabato is just delicious.
These last two might be my favorite too. I can't pick between them, but if we start with this one, I don't know what to call it other than just a Flying Hirschberger.
Yeah, I'd like to give a special shout out to Miss Valentine, my senior year dance teacher. I took a dance class, and this is a take on classical ballet. I believe it's called the Jupe de Soleil. and the perfect posture of my back, and just the great lift that Sam got. And then when you pause it, you just want to take a picture of that and just frame it onto the wall in every house.
It really was a magical moment. When I look at this, I think, wow, another year for George in the weight room. There's really no telling, that the heights that I'll be able to reach in his arms eventually.
So the final celebration, this one looks like the Phoenix, if you call it the Phoenix?
This is called the Phoenix Flap.
I think the number one key to this is just let the arms just flow and just kind of really just take you away. When I always perform this special move, I hear "Learning to Fly" by the Foo Fighters in my head, and I just lose myself.
Yeah, and the squat, you'll see the squat is just essential. You gotta get low to the ground. Getting the arms going fast. I mean, it's a really full body exercise, and the fans really feed off this one.
Both George and Hirschberger will be back next season and promise to bust out a few more moves for Phoenix fans.
As hundreds of Elon students prepare to walk across the stage under the Oaks in a few months, these seniors are reflecting on their time at Elon. Softball player Grace Eng is no different.
For many college students, senior year is the time to reflect on their 4 years at school. For student athletes, it is a time to relive all of their athletic accomplishments. For softball player Grace Eng, all of the above are true.
In my 4 years, the softball program has become much more competitive. We take every game just as hard as we would in a conference game, and we have a lot of pride in who we are and what we represent. Coach Bell has this new vision that we've all embodied, where we will show pride and honor in what we do, and we will work hard to get what we want.
Eng is president of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, which consists of 2 student athletes to represent each team and focuses on bringing the student body together with student athletes.
The whole purpose of SAC is to really give the student athletes a voice in the campus, and to show that we do care about other things besides athletics. And I've just tried to become a better leader in showing student athletes that we can do more than just what we do on the field. We can contribute and give back to those who support us, and I think that's just as important.
Elon University has given Eng many opportunities, both academically and athletically, and the memories she has made during her time here will stay with her for life.
It's a great environment, and I feel like I have a second family here at Elon, and it's such a great community, and you feel safe, but you just are able to challenge yourself and explore so many different things and find out who you really are. And so that's what I'm going to miss most about Elon, is just the opportunities I've had here and the friendships I've created. And then athletically, there's just tons of memories from the softball team, the bus rides we've had together, the laughs, and everything we've done on the field.
Like many other Elon athletes, wearing the maroon and gold means a lot to Eng, and it is something she takes pride in every time she suits up.
Remembering all the things I've done here, and knowing that when I walk away from here, I've had the best 4 years of my life, and knowing that I made an impact on some people here, and I hope that I can be a part of this legacy that Elon has created, and I'll look back 10 years from now and know that I made the best decision to come here.
And that brings us to today's history, as we explore the proud tradition of women's varsity athletics in the maroon and gold.
This week, in Elon sports history, we take a look back at the start of women's varsity athletics at Elon. Women's varsity sports became a part of the athletic department in the 1970s. Legendary NC State coach Kay Yao began her career at Elon, leading the first women's basketball and women's volleyball teams at EU. The softball team began competing in 1977, and the women's tennis team was soon added 2 years later. Since then, 6 other women's varsity teams have been added, notably soccer, track, and golf. Just last year, the women's lacrosse team joined Elon's palette of varsity programs. Former Duke head coach Josh Hexter was at the helm for the inaugural season, posting an 8-9 record, including a perfect 5-0 slate at home. This earned Hexter Conference Coach of the Year honors. And that's this week's look into Elon sports history.
Coming up later in the show, we'll follow another Phoenix cross-country runner as she shows us a day in the life of a student athlete.
Through their daily pursuit of excellence, Elon student athletes have gained recognition for their achievements, both on and off the field.
Building a winning tradition takes hard work and dedication.
Dedication to the maroon life.
Where success is not only measured by just wins and trophies,
but also by the knowledge we gain.
At Elon, we're more than just athletes.
We're student athletes.
Providing support enables success. Help sustain the winning tradition of Elon athletics while securing the future of our student athletes for years to come.
Welcome back to the Elon Phoenix Weekly on your ESPN2 Local Sports Break.
Every team needs a leader, someone who will go above and beyond to provide the type of leadership that is needed for success. In sports, we call them captains. Our own Preston Willett sat down with 4 of Elon's very own to discuss what their title means.
What is the biggest enjoyment that you get out of being a captain?
I guess mine is being able just to be like a middleman between the coaches and the players. Because a lot of younger kids, more often than not, when a coach gets on them, they go into a shell, kind of freak out, don't really know how to handle it. But I enjoy just taking them to the side and being like, listen, this is what he was trying to say. He's not mad at you, relax, it's okay, it's not the end of the world. And just being that guy for them that communicate with them from the coaches, and also if they need something communicated to the coaches, I can help with that as well. So I enjoy doing that.
It's so rewarding knowing that you're there to push other people, and when you see other people doing better, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Not only you, but you're getting the whole team involved and getting everyone together. It's such a pleasure seeing the team united, and being able to be a part of that is just one of the best things.
We talked about your favorite part. What's the most challenging part of being a captain?
I would just say for our team, the fact that we are mostly sophomores and freshmen, it's not a challenge, but knowing that everyone is, for the most part, really close to my same age, that can be, for other teams, maybe a struggle, but I think we've handled it really well, and I think all of the girls are really supportive, knowing that whatever decisions come are for our team.
Yeah, our challenge is that we have 6 freshmen, because then we have only 2 seniors and 1 junior. So they outnumber us, but it's still great. And they're amazing freshmen, and I wouldn't ask for another team.
I think my biggest challenge is that I'm a pretty laid-back guy. And sometimes I feel like the guys on the team take that for granted a little bit when I try to get on them a little bit. But other than that, I mean, they all know that off the field, I'm your best friend. I'll do whatever you want for you. On the field, like when it's time to perform, we need to do that. So I guess that's just my biggest challenge.
you win some games, you lose some games. What do you try to do when you lose games as a captain? How do you kind of like just rally the team around and just move forward from that?
Our coach always says, okay, we lost, but then it's kind of a blessing in disguise because now we know how to play against them and what's coming next, and we know more about the players, we know more about ourselves, and we know what we have to improve, and that's the biggest thing. If we can improve in that match, then we can improve in any of them.
Well, in baseball, there's 56 games, so we play a lot of games, and you have the conference tournament too. So I'm pretty sure you're going to lose some games. So kind of like what they were saying, we just go back and look at what we did wrong and just try to go get them the next day. Like if you win 2 out of 3 games on a weekend in baseball, that's what you're supposed to do.
So track's a little different.
Yeah,
you know, like racing, you get one shot kind of at the meet, and if you mess up, you know, like it's probably not going to be your best. But it's just really important to remind the girls that not every time is going to be your best, and we have great potential to win in conference, so it's important to keep pushing at practice, and consistency eventually brings really great results. So it's just important to remind them that they know what they're doing, they've done it well in the past, and they can do it, so just keep on working hard.
Right, here's a big question for all of you. What's it like to be a captain for Elon, for an Elon Phoenix athletic team?
I'm only a sophomore, but I think it's really cool. I mean, throughout high school and I mean, just watching like college and professional teams when I was younger, the captain's always someone that I've looked up to, and that role in general, just what the captain is fulfilling as a role model on and off the field. I think being a captain in college is a lot different than just high school or middle school, but it's a lot of responsibility, and I think that it's super rewarding. I think that representing for Elon is huge, and it means a lot knowing that my team thought of me as someone that could fill that role at Elon.
For me, the same. It's a great honor, and it's so rewarding. And knowing also that we have all the Elon staff and Elon Athletics behind us is amazing. We know that we always have Dave, we always have Dan, everyone behind us, and no matter if we win or lose, they're always there. So.
Obviously, your team and your coaches identified you as captains as well as your co-captains on your individual teams. How can you identify a captain? What are the telling traits that you can see that this person should be a captain for this team?
I think that probably some big signs are, I think the easiest one to pick out is leadership. Who's the vocal one, who's staying after practice, and who's coming before practice. That's probably the easiest thing to tell. I think you kind of have to get along with everyone. You don't have to be everyone's best friend, but you have to be very personable, and even if someone's not your best friend, you still have to be friendly with them. And I mean, on our team, we're really lucky. We're all good friends, but I think that you have to know how to talk to everyone and know that people are going to come talk to you. They trust you.
I would say leading by example. You don't always have to be the most vocal kid, but I do agree with being vocal and communicating, like they were saying. But just doing the right things on the field, off field, working hard, basically leading by example is what I'm saying about.
Also, I think it's important to see somebody who has a delicate balance between talking to coaches and talking to the athletes. You know, it's really important to kind of be the midway, like you guys said before, but also, you know, staying late and being positive about everything. You know, sometimes it's not going to go your way, but captains are generally positive and pushing you to do the best that you can. So I think it's really important to kind of look for somebody who's pushing other people to be the best that they can.
Finally, what makes you a good captain? I know we want to be humble, but what are some of the qualities that you see in yourself that make you a good captain?
I guess just my laid-back personality, because I can be there and talk to you and not have to yell and scream at you to get you to do something like some captains have to do. But if you're slacking off, yeah, then I'm going to get on you a little bit. But I think just my balance between, like she was saying, kind of just being like a friend as well as a captain, I guess helps me and makes me a good captain.
Since we're such a small team, we're all best friends, and the balance, as Casey said, is so important. And also just being there for them all the time, I think it's a big thing, and supporting each other. Even if we lose, if you're mad at someone because they've lost, eventually it's a team sport, so it doesn't matter if one lost, it matters if we all lost or if we all won. So being there for each other is really big.
So what do you think? What makes you a good captain?
I think for me it's the passion behind it. I love my team. I love what we do, and every second in practice I will be the first person to stay after or stay later with someone at practice, and I think that that's something that you can't teach. It just kind of has to come from within, and I love my teammates so much, and I know we have so much potential, so I think that's part of the reason too.
I think, I guess like my positivity, you know, I'm not very serious, but I can be serious. So, you know, like kind of lightening up the mood when people aren't doing well is probably one of my best captain traits, you know, kind of just joking around, you know, and letting them know that it's going to be all right and that they can do better than that, and they know that. And kind of just that, like he mentioned, kind of laid back, so like if I'm disappointed, you know, like they're going to know without me having to even say anything. So I think that's pretty much
At the end of the day, what do we think about being captain? Is it a good feeling inside?
Yes, yes. Very rewarding,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely good.
Yeah.
Great.
The leadership in that room is unquestionable. We can't wait to see these captains shine this spring.
Stay tuned for more Elon Phoenix Weekly after the break.
There are currently over 350 Elon student athletes competing in 16 NCAA Division I sports.
Scholarships enable us to succeed not only on the field,
but also in the classroom.
It helps us in achieving our commitment.
To live the maroon life.
Your gifts have the power to take Phoenix athletics to even greater heights while giving student athletes an outstanding education.
What is living the maroon life? It's more than just the hustle and the sweat. It's more than just the pain and the frustration. It's more than just the triumph and the glory. The maroon life is you. Yes, you. You, the athlete, striving to be at your best day in and day out. You, the alumni who have been in the stands supporting Elon for years. You, the fans who stream into games hours before kickoff. And you, the little ones who will be the next generation of Phoenix fans. You are what drives Elon Athletics, and you are the reason we do what we do. There is so much history and tradition behind our maroon. Conference titles, All-American, and national championships. But there is so much history and tradition yet to be made. So join us. Live the maroon life.
The Elon Phoenix Weekly is made possible by the students of the School of Communications in association with the dedicated coaches, athletes, and staff of Elon Athletics.
Last week, we took a run with Luis Vargas as he showed us a day in the life of an All-American cross-country runner. This week, women's runner Caroline Hopkins continues the exclusive inside look and shows us what it's like to be a student athlete at Elon.
Three times a week, standout freshman Caroline Hopkins hits the weights with her team before heading to class. After her busy morning, Caroline lets us shadow the rest of her afternoon.
So I just am coming from my sport event management class and I'm headed over to academic support for athletics right now to have a meeting with my academic advisor, Tim. So we come here basically just to help us stay on top of all our schoolwork and make sure we're aware of tests coming up and any assignments that we might have due. Okay, so these I got back. I got 2 pre-labs back and our first lab this morning as well.
Also, you have a math test coming up in, is it
Tuesday.
next? It's on Tuesday now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it got changed because of the snow day?
Yes.
Okay, this is a review that I found that you should write out. I want you to focus on writing out the problems because I don't want you just to, the test is going to be on paper, so I want you to have something we can practice at. So practice that and see how you do on it, and then if you don't feel 100% comfortable with what you wrote out, then just go to tutoring so I can get you the times when the tutors will be around in the library.
Both men and women's cross country come back together for their afternoon workout. Their joint practices create a sense of unity and strengthen team support.
Hi, so we just got done with practice and now I'm going to head into the locker room. So right here, this is the girls' locker room and that's the men's cross country locker room. So this is cross country and track and field. This is inside the locker room. As you can see, everyone on the track team has their own locker. This is where we keep our stuff, and we have foam rollers and like hard roll recovery for after we run, just to stretch out and cool down. This is inside my locker, so after practice I just grab my jacket, and we also keep our spikes in here for workouts that we can change into if we're going on the track or on the cross-country course when it's muddy. This is a training room where we come before and after practice and we can get treatment for any minor injuries we might be having, or grab an ice bag or take an ice bath.
We're going to do some clam exercises, which is an exercise that we use to help strengthen her core. And what we're going to have her do is and she does these to try to prevent any injuries that she's going to have. So she knows the clam series. So she's going to open her legs, lift them up, bring it back down to the feet touch, close the clam. She needs to keep her hips straight. She needs to keep everything nice and even. As she opens up her legs, gets up as high as she can, brings it up, then down slowly, and brings it up. Great core exercise. Overall, really works the backside of her core and helps her out.
Her training and personal drive are essential for her success this season.
Caroline has 3 more cross-country seasons left to leave her legacy at Elon.
First Caroline, then Louise. I love these day-in-the-life packages. If you missed anything or want to watch it again, be sure to check us out on our YouTube page at youtube.com/Elon Phoenix Weekly.
You can also catch us on Time Warner Cable to watch us on demand.
Also be sure to visit elonphoenix.com to learn more about the upcoming games and exciting success stories of Elon Athletics. Also be sure to tune in next week when a member of the men's golf team helps me improve my swing.
On behalf of our producers and crew here at the show, we hope you continue to have a spectacular weekend.
For the Elon Phoenix Weekly, I'm Stephen Normington.
And I'm Tori Baptist. Live the maroon life.